Hey, this is just a sidebar. Quick video. This is a sidebar. Something came to my mind. I done talked about these people before, but they sound like God too. They sound like they God, like they would work for God. Orchestrated life, right? Orchestrated life, right? You ever feel like your life was being orchestrated, right? To compose, arrange, the word orchestrated. To compose or arrange, that means you got to have some type of control, right? For the orchestra, the composer orchestrated the music for the symphony orchestra. Provided for the orchestration or orchestrate a ballad, meaning to control, right? So when I say if you ever felt like your life was being orchestrated, like something was manipulating the situation, I'm gonna go to this movie, The Adjustment Bureau. Y'all seen this movie? Y'all remember this? Let's see. Uh, state states congressman who discovers that what appears to be chance events in his life are controlled by a mysterious, powerful group. After an event not planned by these controllers occurs, a romantic encounter with a dancer, he struggles against their manipulation, right? Despite their promise of a great future for him, right? So it's like saying, okay, you do what we tell you to do, you'll have a great life and a great future. Now, that's kind of like God, right? If you follow His commandments, everything, and you know Jesus, if you follow what He say, everything will be all right. You get it? Uh, you are my friends if you do what I command. That don't make sense. What kind of person would be friends with a person that only does what they command them to do? That don't even make sense. But that's not a friend at all. If they tell you to do something, you don't do it. Now they ain't your friend no more. I mean, that don't make sense. Let's go to, let's see. Oh yeah, the blessings and cursings of God. It's all linked. The Adjustment Bureau, blessings and cursings, it's all linked. Okay, the Adjustment Bureau. I mean, blessings and cursing. Blessings. Let's look at it. Hold on, let's see. Blessings and cursing. Let's do that. Blessings and cursings. Deuteronomy 28. Right. And this also shows you that Satan ain't got nothing to do with this. Had nothing to do with Satan at all. Right. What is the blessing? Life with God resulting in fulfilledness, abundance. Abundance. I already talked about this. They're a native tribe, indigenous tribe who had abundance and they didn't know anything about God. So it was already given to them. They already had their land. Fruit on the land, everything. So they didn't need them. You can have wealth. It's not an issue. Private hoard Israel for hoarding their wealth rather than using it. See, this is talking about biblical times and these cities and nations that popped up. They were fighting against each other. This is not talking about indigenous. Come eat off the land. It's free. Trees growing, fruit believers here, you know, just talking about cities and stuff like that. What is cursings? Because you have forsaken me. The curse list of God, reversing all blessings He have bestowed on you. So really, He holding the carrot over your head. It's like saying, if you do what I say, I give you this, but if you don't do it, then you don't get nothing. You know. So it's manipulation at the end of the day. The garden was about friends they didn't have. Okay. It was probably he had pain. So okay, friends. This didn't happen overnight. Okay. Do you think you thought it would be better? What the? Let's get to the point. We need to realize that risk. I don't care about your commentary. Come everyone who thirsts, come to the waters, and he who had no money, come buy and eat. But see, they doing this like in a religious form. They trying to make it seem like the religion is what's giving you free water. The water is free from the beginning, right? Jesus said, let's get to this is a bad example. I just want to get straight to the blessings and the curses. Look now, it says cursings. Cursing. Satan is not doing this. There's no Satan doing no cursings. Right? It's all God. The blessings, if you listen to the commandments of the Lord, which I call heaven and earth to witness. Heaven and earth was the first two witnesses, right? Heaven and earth, first two witnesses. Against you today that I have set before you life and, man, get out of here. Life and death is a part of life. What you mean? Let's get it. Let's see. It shall come to pass, shall come about when the Lord God brings you into a land where you are entering to possess it, that you shall place the blessings on Mount Gerizim and the curse of Mount. This is weird. Let's get to it. The curses. Let's go back. The Adjustment Bureau, what I'm realizing, they work for God. The Adjustment Bureau works for God. Verses of the moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, right? Now, thou shalt be upon a sign and a wonder upon the sea forever, because thou serve not the Lord thy God in your heart. You don't serve. So the alien saying that you won't serve him, so that means you're gonna be cursed. The alien puts a curse on you. Thou shalt serve thine enemies, right? which the Lord has sent against thee, in hunger and thirst, and in the what? Nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, till thou be destroyed. Thou shalt bring a nation from against thee from far, of the end of the earth, swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. These are all curses from God, right? Curses. A nation of fierce countenance. He shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land. Okay, God is doing this. So the wars and stuff that happen is all because of God, right? Between nations and groups and peoples, tribes, it's Him doing it, orchestrating this. It's this alien entity, egregor. He's doing this, right? Which y'all shall not leave thee, okay, either corn or wine, increase of thy kind. All this stuff, you're going to be cursed. All these curses come from God. I don't see Satan nowhere in this. I'm waiting to see Satan doing some wickedness. But I know Jesus delivered you from all this, I guess. So they say. Well, whenever they feel like it, they'll go back to Old Testament and talk about Old Testament. But so the man tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife in the bosom, so that he will not give any flesh for his children whom he shall eat his children. Okay. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set her soul upon the foot, sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicate and tenderness her eye shall be evil toward her husband. So this alien is doing all this, right? Him and his fallen, his adjustment bureau fallen, are doing all of this, right? So the Adjustment Bureau works for God. God is the alien. Adjustment Bureau, fallen angels, are carrying out these curses, right? Curses relates to what? The curses that God is speaking of is, I guess, there's some form of magic that God is using, right? I don't know where this magic come from. Did God get his curses from Egypt? The magic that he used to curse his people, do he get it from Egypt? I don't know. Where did God get magic from? It's weird. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book, what? Of the law. Right? He calls this ye shall be left few in number, right? Whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wilt not obey the voice of the Lord God, right? So he's doing this. And the Lord shall scatter you amongst the people, right? And thou shalt serve other gods which neither thy father have known, even wood and stone, right? Wood and stone. Yeah. So all these curses I see, right, in him, it's more of them, comes from God, the alien, and the fallen angel adjustment bureau, right? And he orchestrates, right? He's the one that orchestrates all of this, right? That's why I asked you, have you ever felt like your life has been orchestrated, where people shuffle you around because they're trying to watch you for certain reason. I guess they work for God. You get what I'm saying? And if you obey, you get something. If you don't obey, you get cursed and, you know, left for dead. So I guess the homeless people of this world are cursed by God. But then you got certain people who say, no, man is doing this. But men, God works through men, you know, so very confusing. It's very convoluted the way they think. The way God thinks, I say, because it's the God egregor that's doing all this, right? So, and his fallen ones, right? The Adjustment Bureau. So, that's who you have to take it up with. They're the ones doing it. But that's all I wanted to say in this video because it just popped in my mind real quick. I'm finna get into that video I was talking about legalism, and that's it for now.